Hello dear students. In this video tutorial we'll be dealing with making use of the cloud and the modem. If you want to represent the real internet interaction with your PC, laptop, making the simulation, then we usually stick with the cable modem or DSL modem and the cloud, right? So in this tutorial we will be dealing with making use of it, and for that I have prepared the following layout that you can see. I haven't set up any connection yet, but just to save time I set up the necessary equipment that we are going to use. But before I start, I would like to mention one more very important thing, and this tutorial might prolong for maybe 2 series depending on the length. So before I start, I would like to show a few more simulations. So probably I will start with the following. Let me open that. So it's a router, modem, cloud, and WRT300N simulation. So from another standpoint, this is what I actually want to demonstrate for you step by step. So what we have here is the router in the middle, and then we have the wireless access point. This is the real wireless access point that usually are stored at home. So it has a graphical user interface that looks similar to the home Wi-Fi router's user interface. And we also have the cloud on the other side with the cable modem. And one thing that is important for you to understand is you cannot connect the wireless router WRT300N directly to the cable. You must have the gateway. You must have a device that plays the role of the gateway, right? So for that reason, we have this 1841 router that has, you know, the interfaces of fast Ethernet 0/0, 0, and 1, where you represent the gateways. I specified the gateway 1.1 and 2.1, so you have to specify those gateways in this router. In that case, the connection will work. So what I'm trying to say is a scenario of the following simulation. Let me show that for you. So in this simulation, so the network probably will not work because this particular, you know, the router does not have a gateway. You know, this is wireless router, and so it connects to the switch. That switch connects to the cable modem in the cloud, but there should be some device that plays the role as a gateway, you know, and that's the router we set up to make use of. And let's now continue. So, and one more time I will show the end result that we wanted to achieve. So this is the end result. So we want to have a router to play the role as a gateway. On the one side we have the wireless access point, WRT300N router, and the other side we have the you know, the cable modem connection. But the important thing here is regardless of whether you use the modem or cloud, when you have the wireless access point, especially WRT300N you know, access point, then you must have a router that connects to it to play the role of the gateway, right? So on the other simulation I'll just show, we don't have any modem and cloud, but because we have that 300 WRT, right? Sorry, WRT300N router, then to set up the connection with other networks, we should have the gateway, which is the router 1841 in this scenario. Okay, so this is the basic idea. So if you once again have the WRT300N wireless router, which provides the dynamic IPs to the devices on its own, then make sure you have the router that plays the role as a gateway. So with that said, I will go directly to set up the network. So ultimately we must be able to ping between these two laptops to the PCs on the other side that are going through the cloud and the modem, right? So where are we going to start with? So let's start with the right side. So this is the gateway 1.1, 192.168.1.1, and here we have to configure some of the devices. Switch doesn't require any configuration, but the cloud requires you to set up the configuration. So let's access the cloud. So for the cloud side, I think we don't need this port anymore. So we have the coaxial port, we have the fast Ethernet that will be connected to the switch in this scenario. So we will use this connection. And let me check. I think I need to have the configuration of one more thing, which is the configuration of the Ethernet port, right? So on the Ethernet over here, I tell for the cloud that I want to have the cable connection, all right? And then on the cable section, in the connections cable section, because I have the coaxial port and I have the Ethernet port, so I have to add those as a sort of connection establishment, right? So we have the coaxial to Ethernet now set up. This is for the cloud. Yeah, the rest just stays the same. Make sure you turn on the cloud. And for the modem, there's no need anything to change. It just stays the same. But one thing you have to know, so far we have used the connection as the copper straight through and the copper crossover, but for the connection of the modem and the cloud, you are required to use this blue coaxial cable, which automatically will be chosen if you choose the first option. But by default, we will try to use the coaxial option. So right when we set up. So with that said, the IP addresses for the PCs on the right side, for these PCs, PC0, PC1, they will be given statically, and the IPs for the computers on the left, they will be assigned dynamically. So I will connect these computers one by one. So I have a switch. I want to connect the switch with the fast Ethernet, and I have another PC the same. I will connect it to the switch. So these computers once again are going to have the IP address of 192.168.1 and 4. So I'm working with the first one on the left, and then there should be a default gateway. I will provide the default gateway as a 192.168.1 and 1. All right, there's no need to any DNS server so far. So the first part is done. The second PC, first PC is done. The second PC, so we'll provide 192.168.1.5, and as a default gateway, we will provide the following IP address. Default gateway, you use the usually 1.1 IP address, but default gateway means you usually do not assign that IP address to any particular device unless it's a wireless router. In this scenario, you assign that to the wireless router, but usually in this scenario on the right side, we don't have any connection device that gets the IP address 1.1. So it's just needs to be there as a default gateway. All right. So we have the switch, we have the two PCs, and we have the cloud. So we will now ping. We will ping this site. So I will write the IP address of the second computer, and there's no problem with the ping. So that can be assured that the PC with the IP address 1.5 can also ping the PC 1.4. So as a matter of fact, we will move on, and now we have to connect the cloud to the switch. So we will go to the cloud and we choose the Ethernet, and then over here we choose the fast Ethernet 0/. All right, so that's done. And now we have to connect the cable modem to the cloud. So for that one, as I mentioned before, so we have to use the coaxial cable, and we pick the option port 0, which the icon you can see it's a coaxial, and then I will choose the cloud, and here you can see the last option over here, the coaxial, and the connection is established, right? So this is the first site, which is the cable cloud, modem cloud combination site, which is so far done. So I will finish right here, and then I will continue with the dealing with the WRT300N router configuration.